Hello. In this video, we're going to take a look at the key changes that you can expect with the launch of the Next Generation Toolkit on the 16th of September. This video is designed to give you an early overview of what's changing, so you know what to expect. Don't worry about learning how to use the toolkit just yet. There will be training resources available to help you with this soon. And don't forget that the current version of the toolkit will remain open until the 17th of December. So with that in mind, let's start by taking a quick look at how the current toolkit process works today. Today, the current toolkit process requires users to start a draft carbon footprint before submitting their carbon action plan questionnaire in pre-production. Pre-approval of the logo is then awarded to productions who have had at least 60% of their evidence accepted, including the mandatory questions. With the launch of the Next Generation Toolkit, this workflow is changing. The Next Generation Toolkit gives you access to a new carbon calculator, updated sustainable production guidance and resources, and certification with new criteria and weighted scoring to better demonstrate your achievements. First, let's take a look at the changes that we've made to the carbon calculator. We've been working behind the scenes to improve the accuracy of carbon footprint calculations by updating emission factors and expanding emissions activity subcategories, helping create a more complete and accurate carbon footprint. We've also made changes to the review process and how you enter your data. Let's take a closer look at the changes to the review process and your data entry in more detail. One of the biggest changes in the Next Generation Toolkit is the new self-review process. Previously, footprints were reviewed by the BAFTA Albert team before they could be finalized. Now, productions are responsible for reviewing and approving their own footprint data before submission, using their own accounts to validate the information provided. We've also made changes to how you can upload your carbon data. In the current toolkit, data is entered manually, line by line. In the Next Generation Toolkit, you'll have 3 new options to choose from. These include starting from scratch, copying from an existing production, and using our carbon footprint data tracker to upload your data in one go. Let's have a closer look at each of these data entry options. The Upload Your Data button will allow you to use the carbon footprint data tracker to upload your data into the toolkit in one go. The data tracker also allows you to collaborate with other departments who can input their data directly into the tracker without needing toolkit access. We have a dedicated video on our website which walks you through how to use this tracker. There is also a set of FAQs which may help answer any questions that you have. You'll also have the option to copy a footprint from an existing production. It's important to note that this feature only works for productions that have already been created in the Next Generation Toolkit, so you won't be able to import data from productions set up in the old toolkit. This option is great for returning series, repeat productions, or any project where much of the information stays the same from one production to the next. If neither of the previous options are working for you, you can still start from scratch. Choosing this option means that you'll enter your data directly into the toolkit line by line, just as you do today. So, that's a quick overview of what's changing in the carbon calculator. We've introduced enhancements to improve the accuracy of carbon footprint calculations, explored updates to the review process, and highlighted improvements to data entry uploads. Together, these changes are all designed to simplify your work, improve data quality, and support a smoother, more efficient reporting experience. Next, let's take a look at the guidance and resources that you can expect to find in the Next Generation Toolkit. What was previously the Carbon Action Plan, which combined planning and certification, has now been separated out into 2 distinct workflows. The Guidance and Templates section will contain checklists and other resources to help you embed sustainable production methods from the beginning. The separate certification workflow enables you to tell us exactly what was achieved throughout production, reflecting actual outcomes rather than your initial plans and intended actions. It's here where you'll apply for the MBOARD certification mark. Let's take a closer look at the separate certification workflow, which makes up the final element of the Next Generation Toolkit. There are a number of key changes that have been made to the certification process in the Next Generation Toolkit. Firstly, we have introduced 2 new routes with new and improved criteria that is designed to focus on impact. This is paired with a new weighted scoring system, which will allow the highest impact and highest effort actions to be properly rewarded. We have also removed the pre-approvals process so that productions can have full access to the mark once it's been given. Additionally, a draft footprint is no longer required to achieve certification, but it's a good idea to create one in pre-production so you'll have an idea of a predicted carbon footprint. Let's take a closer look at some of these changes. Within the Next Generation Toolkit, productions will have a choice between two routes. The certified route is a standard route which most productions will follow. But where there is a legitimate need for recognition before transmission, productions will follow the committed route. This is an exceptional pathway for certain types of productions, and an application will need to be approved by the BAFTA Albert team to confirm that it's the right route for you. Guidance and support resources are available to help productions choose the right route. The Albert team will also be on hand to provide support where needed. Let's take a closer look at the BAFTA Albert certified route, which will be the standard certification route for almost all productions. If you've used the current toolkit before, this process should feel familiar, but there are some important changes that will make the experience simpler and more effective. In the current toolkit, productions complete a draft carbon footprint and submit their carbon action plan questionnaire in pre-production based on the actions they intend to take throughout production. In the Next Generation Toolkit, you'll still be able to view the certification questions during pre-production and use them to guide your planning. However, applications won't be submitted until later in the production lifecycle, no earlier than 1 month before production ends. There is also no need for a draft carbon footprint to be started before your questions are selected, though it's a good idea to create one so you'll be aware of any potential carbon emission hotspots in advance. This means certification can be based on the actions that were actually delivered, giving a more accurate picture of a production's sustainability performance. This removes the need for pre-approval, ensuring productions get instant access to the mark's full permissions. We've also made the certified route application process much simpler, reducing the number of questions from 94 to just 21. You'll still have the opportunity to provide additional context or supporting information using a free text box alongside your uploaded evidence. One final thing to highlight about the certified route is the introduction of a weighted scoring system that places greater emphasis on the actions that can make the biggest environmental impact. The pass mark will remain at 55%. But the new approach gives productions more flexibility to demonstrate their commitment and actions taken, resulting in a fairer and more accurate reflection of the sustainability work taking place throughout production. These changes should make the certification process simpler, easier to demonstrate the actions that have been taken throughout production, and reduce unnecessary back and forth during the review process. If additional information is needed in the assessment stage, you'll receive 1 round of clear, actionable feedback before a final certification decision is made. Once approved, successful productions will receive the new BAFTA Albert certified mark. Let's now look at the BAFTA Albert committed route. This is a new specialist route designed for productions that require formal recognition before transmission or broadcast. It has been created for production types such as news, sport, and continuing or live programs, where timelines and production cycles can make the standard route more challenging. Eligible productions can apply from pre-production up until transmission, and they will be asked to upload a signed code of practice that outlines their commitment to sustainability throughout the production. There is a tailored set of questions designed specifically for these types of productions, making it easier to demonstrate intended actions and commitments, which should be evidenced with policies and production documentation. This gives eligible productions a more suitable pathway to recognition, while still encouraging meaningful and measurable sustainability action. That brings us to the end of our overview of the Next Generation Toolkit. We've explored the key changes to the carbon calculator, guidance and resources, as well as certification. Hopefully, we've given you a clearer picture of what's coming when the toolkit launches on the 16th of September. And this is just the start. We'll be sharing plenty of training, guidance, and support resources to help you get up and running. For more information, please see our dedicated Next Generation Toolkit webpage, which is regularly updated with advice and resources for you to use. On the website, you'll find things like our sunsetting guidance to help you navigate the period between NGT launch and closure of our current toolkit, our carbon footprint data tracker, and our FAQs. If you have a specific query, you can contact us at alberttoolkit@bafta.org. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.